Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 26th of January, the year 2021. My name is Victor Munene. Welcome to another episode of The Golden Mind.
Good to have you. My name is Ezekiel Murethi, and I believe today we have a lot to discuss about, Mr. Victor.
We have a lot of educative content, by the way. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, on this 21st century, you have come across or you have acquitted yourself with the word private investigation.
Yes. It's actually a very popular name right now.
It's a popular name.
In Kenya's minds,
yes.
That is what you have. Private investigation.
Private, eh?
Yes.
Because I believe some of our wings of investigation or security wings, they have failed. And with this time, this technological era, we need to understand and accept that private investigative industry, it's a job creating industry.
That's one way to look at it. I actually like your thinking because at the moment, people are not seeing it that way.
Yes.
People are saying it is a rogue industry. Yes.
Okay.
It's something that needs to be regulated. But coming from that perspective, it's actually one of the best industries right now. Because Kenyans want to know a lot of things.
Yes.
We are spying on each other for good or bad reasons.
Boyfriends to girlfriends, wives to husbands.
That's something that's creating employment outside there.
And so it's good money, by the way.
Good money.
Yes.
Under $3,000, I heard someone say under $3,000, but when you put that in Kenyan money, we are talking about 300,000.
300,000.
A lot to look at.
Right now, that is good money to actually move around.
If I had $3,000 in my account, that's good money.
Good cash, by the way. So now, moving back to the main point of the day, what comes to your mind when you hear the word private investigation?
Now, private investigation, from my rich understanding about this field, is something new. I myself am not in that department, but I did do international security, by the way. I come from a security perspective as well as communication. But I actually did security at some point. So private investigation is something that is done by a private citizen.
Yes.
In this term, that it is not a government function, it's not a government branch. It doesn't have any connection with justice. It doesn't have any connection with the police department. And when I mean justice, I mean the judiciary.
The judicial system.
So it's something that is done by a private citizen on his or her own mandate.
And
so if you started an investigation, you're investigating me now. You're investigating my phone. And all that. You become a private investigator.
So let's just say it is the acquiring of information in a low key manner. You don't want it to be public.
I actually like that. Acquiring information, but by a private.
But in a private manner, by a private citizen. For the people who come from the Swahili side, in ile kupata gumzo ama kupata ama what do they say? Oh my.
Ile sio kupata ngumzo. Ni kupata taarifa na habari kuhusu mtu ama kitu. Na mtu ambaye kwa njia fiche pale na mtu ambaye sio mwana serikali hana ile authority
ile kufanya kazi. Now speaking about that, why is it that private investigative industry has been booming? It has been growing. That shows that there is a disparity or there is a gap that our security forces have brought in the society that these private investigators want to fill.
Let me actually chip in by saying this.
Yes, please.
If you lost an item right now in Kenya, if you lost your car outside there, and you went to a police station in Kenya, the possibility of recovering your vehicle are minimal chances. It is very deficient.
It's so down.
Our police department investigation is very deficient. It has improved over time. That I don't discourage, and I don't. It has improved. The DCI is doing its work, but a long way to go. Maybe still 30%. And there's 100 to be filled. So let's say you have lost a car worth 600.
Yes.
And you go to a police, you do the report, and there are some some funny questions like what the color. Hey, you didn't have an alarm. That tells you like the chances of recovering your vehicle are very minimal.
Very minimum.
But then there's this private investigator who is actually going to dedicate his or her time, 24 hours or 7, trying to find your vehicle. Which one are you going to take?
So private investigators are result-oriented.
They are. Because at the end of the day, I'm paying you to bring results.
Yes.
So if you cannot deliver back my time, what am I paying you for?
And I actually have got no confidence in you. So
exactly, and you need to be in business. Remember, every business is grown on trust and confidentiality.
Yes.
So if you deliver result this day and you bring back my rough item, my husband, we are going to dwell on what they do. The type of. But if,
job.
Yes. If I told you my husband was cheating and you found him and you find evidence that he did cheating,
you show proof that he was cheating.
And my friends now needs another.
He needs a referral or something.
Of course, I'm going to refer you to him.
Yes.
So there is an element of result-oriented work here, and that's why the private investigation side is growing at this rate in Kenya.
So yes, because now this actually tells us that our police department, they need to shape up.
Oh, they need
socks, by the way.
Yes.
Because there are chances that you, a police officer, storms in your house without no house arrest, with no
total disregard for the law.
Total disregard.
Yes.
There's no regard for the law at all, and even the essence of humanity is not there.
It's lacking.
Because there's no way I will report a murder case and you tell me we are investigating for over 3 years and a murderer is on the loose outside there.
I like the aspect that you brought in because there is total lack of following the law in our police department.
Yes.
You said about having a warrant of arrest.
A warrant of arrest.
Let me tell you, in Kenya there is nothing like a warrant of arrest.
That is very true.
You are arrested anyhow,
at anywhere,
at any time.
Yes.
Somebody comes to your house, they even don't have the decency of telling you, we have a warrant to search your house.
Yes.
There's nothing like that. Here we just come, somebody bob, fungua. And if you don't open,
they use force, my friend.
wanaingianga na mrango.
True.
And you're taken into custody. There is no being explained to why you have been arrested.
Yeah.
Maybe you have been arrested like 3 days. That is when you're knowing the charges that
are being forwarded against you. The charge is being put.
So there is a lot of these missing links that are making people to bring in the private investigators.
To have so much faith in the private
As you said, 3 years,
yes.
a murder case have never been solved. There is no follow-up. No police comes and tells you we are still looking at your case.
Yes.
In the United States, they say the case is still active, it's still open. So somebody still gives you feedback, comes into your house, tells you this is where we are.
This is what
we have found a read, and we are following this read. It is promising. We might get this guy, we might not. You see that element of there is a person who is following on your case.
Yes.
But a private investigator on the other side, they're always following up with you because technically you have employed them.
You have employed them. They depend on what you will have to pay them. Now, by all means, moving on, at least we have shed light on what is the private investigative industry. And one thing we need to highlight out is that the private investigative industry falls under the security department.
It does, yes.
And if it falls under the security department, this encompasses military officers, it encompasses police officers, it encompasses people who serve in the security forces. So once their tenders are revoked, and they have got no jobs, they tend to come to these jobs, right? Our uncles, our brothers are there, and maybe we never know. What is your thought? Should someone outside there, should you encourage somebody to become a private investigator?
By all means, yes. You see, a private investigation, as I said earlier, on itself is an employment. By all means.
Yeah.
And Kenya is a capitalistic state.
Yes.
My friend called Modure, I know he will be very happy to hear that. It's a capitalistic state.
Yeah.
We are prone to profit.
True.
And if something can bring money on the table, why not take it? Remember,
Yeah.
Many police officers, for some reason, they are put out of the force, the police force, be it of misconduct or anything else.
Yes.
But this is not a death sentence. Anybody can lose their job because of all reasons, whether it is medical, whether it is not. And these are people who have actually experience in this field of investigating.
True.
And you see, in the private sector of investigating, they are being paid well, and so there is motivation to deliver results.
Wonderful.
So you find that these people who have been private police, who have been police now, and others they have been military. When they come to this field, they are actually bringing a new element of professionalism to the industry compared to maybe a person who have never been in this field.
Yes.
But now they are bringing a kind of private but professional investigation.
Wonderful. Now, speaking about that, I think our police has felt that despite the tag name ushirikiano kwa wote. Ama ni utumishi kwa wote. I believe utumishi si kwa wote, utumishi ni kwa wachache wale walio na mali.
In Kenya it is very simple. If you have money,
if you don't have money, you're done.
Unajitegemea.
Because speaking about even a police abstract when you've lost your national ID. I
remember you lost it. There is a document you had gone to Huduma Center to find.
Yes.
And the experience was you actually had to go from one center to the next
to another.
Yes. And that is a very basic element.
Yes.
It should be done. So what about the complex matters? What about the kidnappings? What about the murders?
What about
there is lack
robbery
of
with violence?
You cannot expect to be given good services. Is that simple? Unless you have the money. Kenya is for the rich country. And I pray actually for anybody who is outside there to actually have money so they can be able to be served. Because if you don't have, unto you.
It's pretty tricky. Now, this proves that there is deep mistrust of the police. Just the other day we saw the lawyer, may God rest his soul in peace, the lawyer who was finished up in Athi River.
Yes, I do remember that story.
You remember that story?
Yes, I do.
Because we have clients A who has had a case with a police officer. When he is taken to court and it looks bad, they all resort to violence.
They do. It has been that has been the response from the
police officers
at all sides,
proving that there is a lot of unprofessionalism in the department.
One thing I have realized, if you have low self-esteem and you tend to be in a high position, you tend to want to use your power to bring your self-esteem up.
And to confiscate actually at the mercy of other people.
Exactly. Because if somebody is very professional, you look at Netherlands where police officers actually go for about 7 years in training.
Yes.
By the time somebody comes out of that training, these are not a police officer. These are actually a civil servant, very professionally minded. These are people who have performed extremely well in schools. They have gone to university and all that.
The academic background is correct.
So this is not a fallback plan. I actually need to reiterate that this is not a fallback plan for them. This is a career path for them.
It's a career path.
So somebody has been in school and they are looking forward to being a police officer. In Kenya, on the contrary, police officer is when you have said other things have failed, but there is something that and that is the police
can actually bring something to you daily.
You look at the qualification that we actually try to find, whether you have all the teeth. You tell me, how is having 32 teeth in your mouth going to solve my crime?
Is it
logical?
It's not logical at all.
So you find that the people who we have employed don't know how to deal with people. They have no sense of communication. They have no sense of human attachment.
Sense of professionalism is not there.
It's not there because they are not taught how to to be a professional.
True.
And so the means that they use to solve crime, especially personal ones, if you tend to be in a disagreement with a police officer, it always ends up you being found somewhere in a bush, left for dead. Because there is no other way they know apart from showing, I have the gun. And when somebody have the gun, they have the power. Now the bad thing is having a stupid person with a gun.
With a gun. Yes. Because they say, unacheza na serikali.
Exactly.
That's the thing that they use. Now,
very native statement.
A very native statement, by the way. Now, we as far as private investigation is concerned, the aspect of hunger for justice comes in the building big force.
And like the story we saw, reference to the Sharon, the BBC story, people are hungry for knowing, let's call them results about
their beloved ones.
Their beloved one, yes. Somebody was murdered, the police never talk about it.
Yes.
So you need closure.
Yeah.
And for you to find the closure, you actually have to go to a private investigator because the government has failed you. Let's point that one out. The government has failed you.
True.
And what you are looking for, if you lose a parent, if you lose your child, there is that aspect of...
And it is not nature that took them. It's somebody who took the laws in their...
There is bitterness in the first place.
Yes.
There is a sense of loss.
Depression comes through.
Yes. And you need to find a closure. One way or the other. And at least be told our person was murdered and maybe... And you see the bad thing about this is some people never find their loved ones. They are gone for good.
They are gone and gone.
And there is nothing bad as not knowing where your person is. But somehow you feel that this person is no longer with us, but you don't know where they are.
But you don't know what to do.
So a private investigator is able to bring that sense of closure to you, tell you what happened, we trade this person, and even sometimes they do find their bodies all over.
Yeah.
So there's an element that these people, the private investigators, are bringing positive.
Yeah, a positive aspect.
Now, whether they are doing this in the good means,
the bad means,
or the other terrible means they are using, now is the question of how much is ethics in this field.
Ethics in this field, by the way. Now,
is it observed?
Speaking about that, and speaking about justice, bearing from the case study of the story that was aired by BBC iAfrica, Pale, the piece by Sharon, we find this security officer, this security, a very humongous security officer.
You might say that,
who says that they use polite force of journalism, and investigative journalism, and private journalists.
Private investigations.
Yeah. Kidogo, the site where we were before, tumepata
ni kama kutanyesha.
Kumekuwa na makosa kidogo. Kabidi tukatoka. But guys, welcome back. So now, actually, on episode 1, we just tulikata pale when we were paying this case study a look. The story that BBC aired the other day with
a very emotive topic.
You will call it an emotive topic, and we need to talk about
it. Is still trending.
It's still trending. It is
a lot to talk about that. But let's first focus on the investigative journalism. We'll go on the other part where it is trending.
Yes. Okay. Now, we all know about the Geneva Convention. The Geneva Convention came to protect human rights.
It was actually done after the world wars and many trespasses against human rights. And it was done in such a way that it now had a set of bill of rights to what can be done and what cannot be done. And especially in connection with victims of war. Prisoners of war in terms of torture and getting people, coercing people to give out information, which is a very through force. And one of the things that was very prominent in that whole show was about the use of polite force.
The use of polite force,
Which there is nothing like that.
There's nothing like polite force. Force is force, right?
Yes. Force is force.
Force is force, and there'll never be a small minimum level force.
If we might put it in this context, maybe we are jumping the gun, but there was this person, one of the guards in the story who was saying that they use polite force. And remember when he's saying that they are using polite force, this is on private citizen. It's actually like taking you and they force you, the private force, to give up information about certain whatever they're interested in.
Yes.
It is wrong. It is unconstitutional, and actually is an irregularity.
It is illegal.
I'm waiting to see what will happen to that guy, because admitting that on national
television and having the fact that he has received international training.
Yes.
Can you imagine? He was saying he actually outdid the American Marines. He was like, these people, they train harder and way tougher than the Marines. Okay, that's up to them to say.
That's up to them. It is up to them. And to see whether it is true or false. But the fact that he admitted that they do this often.
I think
and going forward,
he broke a code of conduct for being a security officer.
He did. And going forward and saying that we even use more terrible means. Terrible means that he actually, at that point, that point, he retaliated that point twice.
Yeah.
That we actually use
more
worse means
than
these.
Yes.
So the question will be, to who did he do this? Under whose permission did he do this? And who is he to do that?
Who is he above the law? Wow. Wow, that is pretty interesting, because now if we are talking about the aspect of justice as per the Geneva Convention, the aspect of justice, then there is nothing like justice on earth.
You know,
yes.
When Geneva Convention was done, it was because of stuff like the one we saw.
Yes.
Because if there is no regulation in this field, then anybody can do whatever they want. What is stopping me from just picking up on my anniversary, my enemy, and torturing them half to death, saying I'm using polite force, and then just letting them go?
Yes.
So there is a reason that convention was done, and there is a reason that it is in place.
Yes.
And the private investigators, whether they have the certificates to carry out these activities, they are bound to this. And more so because they are private citizens. They should abide by the code of being a citizen first. The government might have some leniency because maybe they are trying to solve a crime, and therefore the court might justify. Some of them means I have no idea, but I'm saying the court. I have involved the judicial service. But now, as a citizen, you have no that mandate. You don't have that mandate.
No mandate to actually say whatever some of the people are saying.
Yes.
Well, so for just like you said there about the rules and regulations, because so far right here about private investigation and some of the ways that are used to obtain information in respect to the story that we just saw in the BBC, there needs to be tough rules, tough regulations. For anybody who has gone through grilling that should have not been right, paying back respect to the BBC story, the private investigator, the Queen Spy.
Yes.
The Queen Spy. I will not mention names right here.
Is the Queen Spy? You know, this is more of we are debunking the story.
Yes.
And let me first come back to that and say this. I have discovered that in most of Kenya media stations, we are afraid of mentioning names, and we shall not mention them.
Yes.
But still, as a matter of fact, when you're doing a journalism piece, you have the openness, and you are justified to refer to something. Because right now we are saying a BBC piece that was done. The Queen, I can't remember the Queen's name. That's why I'm not mentioning her name. But you are free to refer to a certain story.
Wow.
But coming back to that, to your earlier question, one of the most interesting things that I'm actually looking forward to is to see this man who said about that.
What will happen?
What will happen? Because he needs to tell us how many people he has tortured, and who's who gave him the permission. But again, it comes back to about the regulations that needs to be in place.
Yes.
The more you're given power, the more responsibility that comes
with that power. Yes.
And the fact that these people are able to get information from many people, and maybe they can even have warrants. I don't know how much the
strings.
Yes, the strings they pull. But then there should be tougher regulation to see that they do not. start torturing other citizens in the name of finding the truth for others.
True.
We say that your right cannot go above another person's right.
True.
That's why if you play music, loud music in your house, you have the right to listen to the music. But if I'm your neighbor, then I'm not supposed to be affected.
You should know that should be no complaint.
Exactly. So then you should put it a cap. You should put a cap to you're having your fun, but then I need my space.
I need my space.
So that works for the private investigators as well.
Yes.
That you're investigating something, yes, you are justified to find out what. Yes, but then you do not have the right to come and infringe on my rights and use torture as a means.
And mostly we have seen the people who are decorated as high-profile people.
Yes,
they are the people who have been victims to this private investigative stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Because paying respect back to the creative story that we had the other day, the cases that we've seen, in respect to the individuals we saw right there, they are giving out confessions of how they have found themselves in hot soup because of pursuing the untouchables, the high profiles.
Is a case of having money in Kenya, as we say, having money in Kenya puts you above the law in a certain way.
Yeah.
And so these untouchables really getting to them is an issue.
Yeah.
And the reason why people are turning to the private investigators is because they are willing to go that extra mile. The one that the police
can't do.
Because they are, at the end of the day, I'll call your boss, he'll call your boss, and you're going to be fired.
Yeah.
But for a private investigator, the only remit that you have is actually your confidence and the courage. How far are you willing to go? Nobody is going to stop you.
True.
But how far, how much are you willing to risk
to get
such kind of information?
Correct.
And therefore, it's actually a very good field for getting information.
Yes.
But then in an ethical manner. When it comes to the unethical stuff that they are doing,
that's why we're really asking, by the way, the government bodies, by the way, from the DCI to the police officers who are legally in service. Yeah. Please be on the lookout and act as per your code of conduct.
It's an appeal that many Kenyans are having.
Please, it's an appeal. Just don't arrest anyone because it is the power that you have right there. Yeah. Come with that arrest warrant. Give it to me. Victor Munene has been given,
I'll be very happy to oblige with such kind. But when you come in with force and all that, really. But then there is another aspect about the invasion of privacy.
Yes.
In accordance to these private investigators. That was, it came out very well when a person was saying we spy on their SMS,
yes.
We spy on their phones, the bank's accounts. You're not supposed to do that because in Kenya, the penetration of internet and information is very high. And I think we are reading in Africa or second number, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we are one of those countries that have very good telecommunication infrastructures.
Yes,
internet penetration is over 80%.
Yes.
Meaning it is like all of us are able to access internet right now.
At the same time, yeah.
But then if somebody is able to access my personal information,
that's crazy.
Then there's infringement of privacy is quite high.
It's quite high, right?
And that's why these private investigators are actually capitalizing. They are able to access these
things.
If I can access your mobile phone, get your messages, get your phone number, bank account, I know your whole life.
And that puts me at a crazy.
Yes. Because I'm able to tell even, I can tell where you are at the moment, where you are going.
Yes.
I can follow you up. So it becomes very insecure for you.
Yeah.
Your money is not insecure. Yes. The whole thing is messed up.
Just the whole system becomes very rotten.
And that's where the cyber security people should come in and tell us how far is far.
So I'm thinking with the current technological advancements, also we civilians who need to be up to par with what is happening. Don't go using public Wi-Fi, no.
It will cost you more than you know.
Yes. Don't go sharing your passwords with everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
When it comes to cyber security, it has been one of those issues that have been on discussion for a long time.
Yes.
Because people are yet to know how do you regulate such a bold, big field.
A big field.
Because if somebody can be able to access your WhatsApp, it means they have the know-how and the knowledge to do so. But are they allowed to do that? Wow.
Yeah.
And at what time does it become illegal? Because if I can be able to spy on you, yes, I can.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But how if I use that information? And even Safaricom has been on the spotlight on this. Because you get a lot of messages from all over.
Yeah.
Promotional messages. Oh, we are delivering food. We have this service.
Yes.
But the question is, who gave them my number?
Who gave you their number?
Somebody did give out my information. And remember, every time you sign that form, if you look at many the terms and conditions that we sign, they tell you at some point that your information is not going to be shared with a third party. By that party, what do you mean? A third party is a person. I have given my information to Safaricom.
Yes.
Safaricom becomes the second party. I'm the first party. Safaricom is the second party. That information is between us. It's not supposed to go to another
third party.
So when you get a text from another company, you have never shared them your information. It means that somebody between us two
has leaked that information.
I'm not the one, so who else?
It's number two.
It's number two. So those are some of the, and even the parliament, even the parliament is looking at these things because it affects us, the communication people.
True.
Because cyber security, that's a bold.
That's a very bold
in communication.
In communication, but a very bold department. So, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're just coming to the end of private investigations and private investigators. More is coming, but all that we can advise you guys, please remember that in everything that you do, all of us are human beings. Ni vizuri kutenda wema, unaenda zako. Kwa majina mpenzi mtazamaji, naitwa Victor Munene. Thank you for your time.
My name is Ezekiel. See you later.